Well, hello everyone. I'm doing an impromptu live here. Hope you're off to a good start for 2026. And I have a question for you. I'm preparing a new tutorial video for Yamaha. And the premise of this is that classical pianists like me, and perhaps some of you, find it daunting sometimes to shift from playing something like this Bach prelude I played just a moment ago at the opening, where every note we're to play and much about the expression of what we're to play is written out for us. Now, I find that sometimes I look at sheet music I'm reading and think in terms of the harmonic structure of the piece. But sometimes I just look at it and see a blur of notes and learn those notes, get them in my fingers and move forward. Well, it's a great skill for a musician to be able to look at a chord chart to analyze any piece of music they look at in terms of harmonies. So what I want to do here is show you the ways I'm going to present this information to the people who watch this video when it's finished. One of the things I want to do is I'll present the Bach piece as you see here, and I'll do what I've done with the C that's got an arrow pointing towards it up top. I'm going to analyze each of the chords in the first 5 measures, and then I will sorry, I'm looking for comments. And if you're watching this unscheduled live, please feel free to say hello. That would be great. So rather than just saying, okay, the first chord is C, that's C, E, G. That's all well and good, and it's accurate, but a better experience for someone learning to be comfortable analyzing chords is for me to say, hey, the first chord is C. I want you to spell that chord. C, E, G. So what I'll be doing, I'm saying gonna. I say gonna a lot. I'm from North Carolina. Forgive me. It's whatever. But rather than just present me stating the chords, I want to give the person watching time to be told what the chord is and then say that chord or play it on their keyboard. So I'm going to show you some examples. We'll start with the key of the D minor chord rather. In this Bach piece, this is the second measure. That's D minor 7 with a C in the bass. That's what the /C means. So my plan is to give, what I'm asking you for your opinion on here is whether 5 or 10 seconds is a comfortable length of time for me to give the people watching a chance to respond with the notes in that chord. So here comes the way it's going to normally look. I will point to the root of the chord, as you can see here with this red triangle. Then I will go away and I'll show them the timer at the bottom of the screen before it's about to begin. And at the top of the screen, it will say, spell the D minor 7 chord from the root up. And then I'll start the timer, and they're on their own to state those names out loud or to play them on their keyboard, whichever they want. So there's the timer. And after the 10 seconds, the notes of the chord appear, and that can help the person decide whether they got it right or not. And then, as you can see here, the arrow moves to the G7 over B, and they have a chance to also spend 10 seconds. I'll point to the root of the chord. Then they have the stated assignment, spell the chord from the root up, and then root 3rd for the 7th, and so forth. Here comes the timer. Excuse me. And that will finish, and the same thing will happen. It goes to the spelling of the chord, and that's all well and good. So that's the 10-second time allowance for the people to state the next chord. Now, with this bunch of chords, I'll have the D minor 7 again. I'll point to the root. And this time, it'll only be a 5-second timer. So now you can see at the bottom it says 5, and it still has the same assignment for them up top. And here comes the 5 seconds. Much quicker for sure, but I want to not pressure people, but it's the part of the benefit of an exercise like this is to get quick in responding with the spelling of the chord. Because when you're in a worship team and you're given a chord chart without notation, the essential skill is to look at the C or a D minor 7 and go, oh, that's this chord, or this chord, here's the F, here's an A minor 7, whatever. So that's why I'm questioning whether to give 5 or 10 seconds. So here's the G7 over B, and they're just going to describe the G7. Here comes the note, the keyboard with the bass shown, the root of the chord shown, and there's the timer for 5 seconds, and here it goes. And there's the notes of that chord. So that's my question for you today. I would love it if you could take a moment and respond as to whether you think 10 or 5 seconds is fine. And also, I think I'll make a little note on the screen when they have the assignments like this. I think at the bottom, maybe when I start the exercise, I'll tell them either say the names of the chord out loud or play them on your keyboard like G, B, D, F. Because there's definitely, in terms of what's the called neuroplasticity, adding things to our brain. If you don't just say the G, B, D, F, but actually G, B, D, F, that tactile experience of the chord is also very helpful to remembering what it is you're learning. So there you go. I'd love to hear from you. If you've got a second in the comments, let me know what you think. And I wish you all Happy New Year. God bless.